Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video we're talking about Game Boy, Sega, the Steam Deck, and more. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about the Steam Deck, and if you head on over to the Steam store and take a look at the top selling item, well, it's the Steam Deck. It seems the 10, 15, and 20% off discounts are pretty popular. I am not gonna lie here, I absolutely love to see this, and I still think the cheapest version of the Steam Deck is the best deal. Some people do like the better screen of the more expensive versions, but for me, I like the cheap version with a nice micro SD card in it. And speaking about liking to see stuff, although in this case it's more or less liking to see as opposed to actually wanting to buy, there appears to be a PS5 Dev Kit up for sale on Yahoo Auctions Japan. Now, prototypes don't come up for sale often, and this does appear to be the real deal. And if you wanted to learn even more about this, Modern Vintage Gamer has an 11-minute, almost 12-minute video going over this stuff, and I'll leave a link to it in the description below, and I'll leave a link to the auction in the description below in the event that you wanted to bid on it. And speaking about development, next up we're talking about AI-developed artwork and game content that was removed from Steam. Earlier on, Valve removed a whole bunch of games with AI-generated stuff in them, and it did cause quite a controversy. And Valve has since clarified their standpoint. They say they don't want to discourage games with AI-generated content, but they do want to ensure that they have the proper rights for it. So at a very high level, AI is exploding in popularity, and a lot of AI doesn't understand copyright law. And a lot of AI will borrow copyrighted assets in order to generate something, and Valve here is just being safe and following copyright law. I'm assuming this is going to evolve in time and people are going to understand things more, and AI is going to understand what's copyrighted and what is unique. Only time will tell. Moving on, and we're talking about Game Boy Advance emulation on Android with Boy GBA Pro. And Boy GBA Pro just got a brand new update. They've added in retro achievements. And this also includes hardcore mode and unofficial achievements. As far as I know, although it's exclusive to Boy GBA Pro at the moment, I'm assuming it's going to make its way over to Boy GBA Basic in the future, which is the free version of this emulator. Boy is an amazing GBA emulator, and I do recommend checking it out. And speaking about checking stuff out, there's a brand new Game Boy Color game in development called The Fallen Crown, and it is on Kickstarter. And it has almost met its goal with a lot of time left to go. Pricing on this one starts at €10 for the ROM and €45 for the boxed physical edition of the game. And if you wanted to check out the game, you absolutely can. There's an alpha version up on itch.io, and I'll drop a link to it in the description below. Next up, we're talking about Windows game emulation on Android with Cassia, and no, Cassia has not released just yet. But it does look like they've got a brand new logo. This is a sneak peek at the Material U icon for the cup logo, and I think this looks great. Over on the Skyline Discord, which I will link to in the description below, they had a poll here to choose the brand new logo, either the cup or the fan. And apparently the cup is a reference to the wine icon with a C for Cassia. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. I kind of wish I submitted my idea. It may have been a close runner-up. Or not. But moving on, we're talking about some Linux stuff, and it appears that PeppermintOS has just released their brand new version based on Debian 12 Bookworm. This one also has XFCE 4.18. There are a plethora of changes here, so I'll drop a link to the changelog in the description below if you wanted to check it out. Among some of the more noticeable changes is the adjusted welcome screen. PeppermintOS is still extremely lightweight, so you don't have to worry. And last up here, we're talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on Android and PC with Yuzu, and Yuzu's got some updates. So first up on PC with mainline version 1485, they have fixed vertex explosions that affected Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. They've also fixed issues with particles in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And they have fixed issues with particles being too slow in Bowser's Kingdom within Super Mario Odyssey. And in the paid testing early access version of Yuzu, they've increased the stability in Unreal Engine 4 games and also increased performance slightly in other games. And switching over to Android, and the paid testing early access version got an update that adds L3 and R3 buttons to the gamepad input overlay. It also fixes Mesa turnip drivers on some problematic Snapdragon 800 series processors. It improves the accuracy of the minimum RAM warning, and it includes the latest changes from upstream Yuzu, which is the PC version. Generally, the rule here is 2 weeks or less for the paid testing early access changes to make their way to the mainline build. They have to be tested and vetted to make sure everything's okay. And the Yuzu team has been delivering usually ahead of schedule, so you might not have to wait too long. As soon as I know more, you'll know more. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.